Hi, what if I told you one of the fastest growing supplement brands in the world went from 0 to 120 million annual recurring revenue in just 12 months? In a category where most brands is fighting over each other, IM8 came in with one sachet daily ritual, 16 supplements replaced, science-backed positioning, and celebrity firepower from David Beckham, plus athletes like Arena Sabalenka, Oli Bauman, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That kind of growth does not happen by accident. It usually means one thing: they spend a fortune to get customer. And in IM8 case, it's exactly what happened. If we look at the customer acquisition cost for IM8, the CAC, it's landing somewhere between 100 to 300, while most supplement brands CAC see closer to 80 to 130. So the real question is very simple. How does IM8 make the numbers work when it's paying so much upfront to acquire one single customer? The math behind IM8's impossible payback. IM8 is doing something that should be almost impossible in supplements. With CAC ranging from 100 to 300, it is still claiming around 55% gets recovered on day one. Payback lands in around 3.4 months, and the projected 24 months LTV to CAC, which is the lifetime value to CAC, is around 3 times. That's crazy, especially when the industry average is closer to around $80 CAC with a payback window of around 6 months. So, how is IM8 pulling this off? First, it starts with the premium pricing. IM8 is not trying to win by being cheap. It's positioning itself as the premium option, charging it around $150 per month, while AG1, which is the common perceived competitor, is charging around $99 per month. That gives IM8 more room to absorb the higher CAC without breaking the business. And it can support that pricing because it is leaning hard into science. Prenetics, which is IM8's parent company, has a clinical background, a scientific advisory board with people like Dr. John Muslim from Mayo Clinic and Dr. James Green, former chief scientist of NASA, and athlete credibility from David Beckham. At that point, it stopped feeling like a commodity supplement and started feeling like a performance product. Then IM8 make another bold move. It introduced a 90-day subscription plan, and ticket size instantly jumped from $156 per month to nearly $470 upfront. Roughly 51% of the customer opt for quarterly billing. That means IM8 can collect 3 times more cash quicker and dramatically shorten the payback period. And that changed everything because now retention starts in day 1, not day 2 problem anymore. Tip 3. Turning unit economies into hypergrowth. Once the unit economy works, the flywheels turn on. And when that happens, the game changes fast. Basically, the more you invest, the faster the company grows. And that's why IM8's management is pushing really hard on the sales and marketing. They plan to increase the sales and marketing budget from 40% of revenue today to up to 50% of revenue tomorrow. The creative machine is also scaling too, from about just 50 ads early on to roughly 1,500 creatives later. So now it's not about whether the model works, it's about how hard do you want to hit the gas. But to keep that growth engine running, you need cash, and a lot of it. So where does the cash come from? First, Prenetics cleaned up the business by divesting ACT Genomics, the European distribution business, and the Insider stake, which together release about 150 million of cash. That free up capital are locked in to IM8 in full force. Second, it also used Bitcoin more actively to chase higher asset return than the low yield time deposit, helping optimize the capital base to fuel the growth engine. That's why the company can raise full year to 2026 IM8 revenue guidance from 100 to 220 million. management is basically saying the flywheel is still accelerating and they are gonna keep feeding it. But here is the part investors always worry about, because this only works if the next dollar is as efficient as the last one. Step 3. Scaling without breaking it. So, what could break this? If IM8's CAC rises as logistic costs or supplier costs creep up, and if customers stop renewing after the first 90 days, the payback story can fall apart fast. That's why the company is so disciplined about what it says yes to, and just as importantly, what it says no to. IM8 has already passed on multiple opportunities to go into retail store and chose to stay focused on online model instead. And at the same time, is using the global brand and influence of David Beckham to scale worldwide and squeeze more out of the platform they already invested and built. That's the hidden discipline behind the fast growth. Not chasing every opportunity, but be selective and protect the engine that actually works. So, IM8 is not just a supplement brand, it's a growth machine. Premium pricing, upfront subscription, and ruthless reinvestment are levers behind the whole thing. And the real lesson is simple. If your unit economics doesn't work, none of it matters. So before you scale harder, make sure your CAC, payback, retention actually check out. So I know for some business, it's very hard to grasp these concepts. Comment 2 below if you want to test your own numbers. I will send you something to help you check your CAC, your payback, because that's the difference between guessing and building something that can actually explode. Thank you and see you next time.